Good morning, St. Martin. I'm Yesenia Lazaro.
And I'm Alston Lawrence.
And welcome to another edition of St. Martin News Desk.
Brought to you by TV15,
where we bring you the latest and most important stories around the island and beyond.
It's the beginning of the week. Let's dive into our top headlines. Two boys aged 11 and 14 were attacked by two dogs inside a residence on St. Peter's Road Saturday night. St. Martin police received multiple emergency calls and arrived to find a younger child severely injured, while the older boy had escaped with bite wounds to his legs. Officers had to put down the dogs to reach the child. Both victims were treated at the scene and rushed to the St. Martin Medical Center. Authorities are investigating the circumstances and urge pet owners to take precautions to prevent similar tragedies.
Jessica, tell me what happened.
Yes, it's unfortunate. We're here at St. Peter's. We're trying to find out exactly what transpired. It's a very unfortunate situation. Apparently, some children were injured by some dogs, some pit bulls, in the vicinity of St. Peter's. However, we're going to continue here trying to find out more details, and we will get back to you guys.
Okay, señores, ahí está.
St. Martin police are investigating the death of a man found lying on the road near Garden of Eden in Dutch Quarter on Thursday night. Police received multiple calls just before 9 p.m. and arrived to find the unresponsive victim, who was later confirmed dead by paramedics. Detectives and forensic teams have launched an investigation, but the circumstances remain unclear. Authorities urge anyone with information to contact them via 911 or the anonymous tip line at 9300 as they work to determine the cause of the death. The Office of Disaster Management has confirmed that there is no tsunami threat for St. Martin following a 7.6 magnitude earthquake north of Honduras on Saturday evening. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center initially issued alerts for parts of the Caribbean, forecasting waves of up to 3 meters for coastal areas of Cuba, the Cayman Islands, and Honduras. While small sea levels changes may occur in St. Martin, no hazardous conditions are expected. Authorities continue to monitor the situation, and no significant damage or casualties have been reported.
Public Health Minister the Honorable Brug met with Ombudsman Gwendolyn Mussel to strengthen cooperation between the Ministry of VSA and the Ombudsman's office. Key issues discussed included delays in social and medical aid processing and labor infractions. An interactive session is planned this month to educate the ministry staff on the Ombudsman's role. Minister Brug emphasized transparency and encouraged residents to seek assistance from VSA before escalating concerns. He also announced monthly community visits to hear public feedback, reaffirming his commitment to accountability and improved services for St. Martin.
We listen and we don't judge. We listen and we don't judge. Listen. We listen, don't judge. We listen.
We exposed 5 strangers to different KFC menus to see if the flavor can enhance any moment. And at the first bite, the party began. We repeated the experiment during the day, during business hours, on weekends, with sunshine, with rain. It's confirmed any moment can be a KFC moment.
The Ministry of Education has completed a report analyzing the return of investments of St. Martin's Cape, IB, and VWO programs. The study highlights challenges such as student retention, teacher recruitment, and infrastructure needs, while proposing strategic actions to enhance efficiency and student successes. The report was developed with input from key educational stakeholders, including local high schools and examination divisions. Moving forward, the ministry will collaborate with these partners to implement improvements, ensuring better educational outcomes and long-term program sustainability.
Caribbean Police, Netherlands, KPCN, has published its 2020-2024 crime analysis, providing insights into crime trends in Bonaire, St. Eustatius, and Saba. Key findings include rising youth crime, firearm-related offenses, and cybercrime, while property crimes have decreased. The report, compiled entirely by KPCN analysts, will guide strategic law enforcement efforts in the region. Authorities emphasize the importance of data-driven policing to enhance public safety and address emerging threats. The full report is available at www.policicn.com. The St. Martin Development Fund, SMDF, and the government hosted a town hall meeting to discuss proposed legislation banning single-use plastic and styrofoam. The phased restrictions would start with polystyrene food containers, plastic bags, straws, and stirrers, later expanding to cutlery, plates, and cups. Enforcement will include import bans and administrative fines. The law, now under government review, aims to combat plastic pollution and promote sustainability. If approved, a 5-year review will assess its impact. Updates can be found at www.plasticfree.sx.
Representatives from Culture Funds, Caribbees Gigabit, and DNB Funds met with the National Institute of Arts, known as NEA, and Milton Peters College to discuss Break Free Ceramic Movement's project. The initiative, which began in December 2023, uses dance and ceramics to explore themes of slavery, emancipation, and cultural heritage. The project culminated in a June 2024 student exhibition, supported by a newly installed kiln at Milton Peters College. The funding organizations praised the initiatives and reaffirmed their commitment to supporting artistic cultural heritage programs.
This week, the CBCS will be hosting several information sessions in St. Martin about the new security features and where, when, and how to exchange your guilders to Caribbean guilders. Join them on February 12th at 6:30 p.m. at the Bel Air Community Center or at the Phillipsburg Cultural Center on February 14th at 5:30 p.m. or February 15th at 10 a.m. For more information, check out the CBCS's social media channels for more updates.
Hey there, it's Mizzy with the Sunshine Report, straight out of Sunshine City, St. Martin, bringing you the warmth and the sunshine you need to kickstart your day. So let's dive in today's forecast and see how the skies are treating us. And that's it for your Sunshine Report, brought to you by the Met Department of St. Martin. Stay safe, enjoy the breeze, and have a great day, Sunshine City.
Thank you for joining me. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. Thank you for taking the time to subscribe. All right, let's get right to this. Last night, a 7.6 in magnitude earthquake. This was a massive earthquake. I want to show you the aftershocks that we're still getting, the prospects for more aftershocks, and the overall tsunami outlook, what I was seeing when this was developing. I'll cover that, the type of earthquake this was. Now, what happened was, last night, again, it was about a 7.6 magnitude. It was not too deep, which means a lot of us felt it. I was getting reports. Thank you for leaving those comments. If you did feel it, put those comments, and I'll be going through those throughout the day. Put your location as well. It was felt up to Cuba, the Bahamas, South Florida, back to Belize, Honduras, Nicaragua, of course, parts of Jamaica, over toward, again, Cuba, and, of course, the Cayman Islands. 7.6 in magnitude, about 6 miles down or 10 kilometers down, which is relatively shallow. Again, the ones that are shallower are more likely to be felt. They're not as deep down buried into the ground. Now, as far as the aftershocks go, there have been some, and there's been a lot. There's been a few significant ones of about 4 to 5 in magnitude. I believe the biggest one was about 4.8 or 4.9. So we still have these rumblings going on. We've had about 5 aftershocks in the 4 to 5 range, in a lot more that have been smaller. And I do suspect that as we go throughout the day today, and if not tomorrow and the next day, there will be additional aftershocks. Those are smaller earthquakes, so less than that 7.6 in magnitude, that follow that bigger quake. So we're still going to see some additional earthquakes out of this, hopefully much lesser in magnitude, but know that throughout the day I am watching that. So what does that mean for that tsunami kind of outlook and prospect for this? Now, when this developed, I did a quick post on this on YouTube to keep you covered. Now, where this occurred, the fault line this occurred, this was a strike slip fault. So that is, you see, it's basically, you have two pieces together, this is under the water, and they slide past each other, right? Those types of earthquakes are less likely to cause a tsunami. Why? Well, it's different because they're not going up. They're just sliding past each other. Anything that kind of rises could help rise that water. So being that it was a strike slip fault, just sliding past each other and not necessarily rising or having one area lower, that was helpful. And that's why there were those tsunami advisories put out. We're on the outlook for that together. But fortunately, we didn't see anything significant out of that. And that should be the same way for the aftershocks. Know, though, that I'm watching that. A different type of earthquake, you may have a lift in part of the land, or it kind of could even rise over another part. So anytime you get a rising or lowering, that type of scenario is more likely to cause a tsunami. So this was that strike slip, kind of sliding past each other, which was fortunate because this was a 7.6. So very strong. If it was that type of earthquake, we would have a different scenario, and more likely than not, there would have been a significant tsunami. That was not the case. Now, we've had a lot of activity ongoing in this area, and I mentioned this in yesterday's video, so thank you again for subscribing and being a part of this channel. There was Friday night, just to the north of the area that there is that 7.6, there was a 4.3 in magnitude. So there was a little earthquake just to the north. There's been a lot of activity around over the last week or so, not just in that spot, but elsewhere, over towards Central America, we've had a 5.6 and a 4.4. Been watching over toward Guatemala and El Salvador, where there's been significant earthquakes. So they're not necessarily tied together, but with that said, we've had a lot of activity over the last week or so. This over here, of course, we always have the rumblings through the U.S. and British Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. There was a 3.9 a couple days ago, just to the north of Puerto Rico and the DER. Again, not too significant. There's always a lot of quakes there. So monitoring elsewhere too in this very active period that we have. Now, you look at the earthquake depth, of course, the deeper they are, the less likely we are to feel it. The one we had, the 7.6, fell in this range. The shallow range, which is 0 to 70 kilometers down or 0 to 40 miles down. Anything deeper than that, you see 70 to 300 kilometers down or 40 to 190 miles down. That's intermediate. And then anything deeper than that, that would just be simply deep. This one was shallow. That's why many of us felt it around the Caribbean, around the region. But fortunately, being that strike slip, that did help prevent or at least not cause that tsunami. So lots to track. I'll be monitoring those aftershocks. Right now, we've been watching some of those spotty showers close to the ABC Islands over toward Dominica, Guadeloupe, Martinique. There's been a couple showers. Belize overnight. We had a few, even in parts of...
We listen and we don't judge. We listen and we don't judge. Judge, 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 judge. Listen, 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 listen. We listen, don't judge. We listen.
Hi, Mom. How are you? But Mom, you finished all your minutes yet?
No, girl. TLM has new postpaid plans and automatically upgraded my postpaid package.
Is that so?
Guess what? I am getting more minutes and almost double the amount of data for the same price.
I guess I'm making a switch now.
Let me call you back, Mom.
Hey Tash, you hear about TLM new postpaid plans?
Préfet Vincent Berton said goodbye to St.Martin at a farewell cocktail party at the Prefecture, attended by key institutional representatives. After 3 years in office, he will take up a new post in Corrèze, France, succeeded by Préfet Cyril Levelli. Berton expressed gratitude for the collaboration with government officials, law enforcement, and the business community. Prime Minister Dr. Luc Mercelina praised his role in strengthening cross-border cooperation. As a farewell gift, Mercelina presented Berton with a painting by Lady Ruby Butte. Caribbean Sail Training is offering a free half-day sailing trip for youngsters aged 12 to 17 aboard the tall ship Eye of the Wind on Sunday, February 16th, 2025. Departing from Galleys Bay Pier at noon, the Maritime Experience Day will give participants a hands-on sailing adventure, returning around 4 to 5 p.m. Transport to the vessel will be arranged from the port security gate. Space is limited, and interested youth must email daytrips@maritimeexperienceday.com with their ID and contact details. At the Canto Connect 2025 and 41st AGM in Curacao, Damian Blackburn, President of International Operations at One Communications, emphasized collaboration as key to achieving a Gigabit society in the Caribbean by 2030. He praised Canto's role in advancing telecommunications and highlighted One Communications' long-standing commitment to the organization. Blackburn referenced an African proverb to stress unity. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. He reaffirmed One Communications' dedication to regional digital transformation alongside its parent company, ATN International.
The Caribbean Tourism Organization, CTO, will play a key role at Roots Americas 2025, set for February 10th to 12th at Atlantis Paradise Island, the Bahamas. The Premier Air Service Development Forum aims to enhance regional air connectivity and tourism growth. The event will gather over 900 industry professionals from airlines, airports, and tourism sectors. CTO will maintain a strong presence with a dedicated booth and will host the official luncheon, where Chairman Ian Gooden-Echel will outline strategies for strengthening Caribbean tourism. Secretary General Donna Regis Prosper will lead discussions on air connectivity and moderate a high-level ministerial dialogue. Following the event, the CTO Board of Directors will meet on February 13th. That's all the time we have for today's edition of St. Martin News Desk.
Thank you for joining us. Remember, new episodes premiere every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. on TV 15 across our social media platforms and all Alexa devices globally. I'm Alston Lawrence.
And I am Jasenia Lassiter, wishing you an amazing week. See you next time.
And stay friendly, St. Martin.